for 5 p.m., December 20th, 2022 will now come to order. Roll call.
Councillor Rousey?
Here.
Councillor Koivunen?
Here.
Councillor Purpich?
Here.
Councillor Lillis?
Here.
Mayor Vysalovich?
Here. Approval of minutes, City Council meeting, December 6th, 2022. Anybody have any changes or additions, questions? If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve these minutes.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey. We have a support.
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item D, approval of tonight's agenda. We have any changes or additions?
I don't, Stephanie did hand out your copies
Yep.
of the resolution for the budget and the levy.
Yep, we got those. We're good. And anybody else have anything to add or take off? If not, call for a motion that we approve tonight's agenda as it stands.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis. We have a support.
Support.
Jim, do you support that? Oh, Joe. Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Hey, excuse me, Mayor, you asked me to take a note about the January 3rd meeting. Sorry I didn't mention it sooner, that you wanted to talk about whether you want to change January.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just throw that to item 14. Okay, item E, appointments and presentations. We don't have any, but I'd want to use this period to bring something up about one of our citizens in town here with an incident, and maybe I'll have Chief Lindy kind of explain what happened.
Yeah, Mayor, in November, we had an incident, Eveleth IGA disturbance there, and one of our officers was requesting assistance as the male in there was becoming very uncooperative. Our second officer arrived a short time later. They ended up attempting to take the male into custody. He was resisting them and began fighting them, wrestling them. They ended up on the ground wrestling. During that time, one of our citizens in town here saw what was going on inside. This happened inside the store. And he came over and helped them hold the male down until they could take him into custody. Taser was used, was not effective at all. And he was booked and going through the court process right now.
But,
So the citizen is going to be, we're going to recognize him with a certificate of valor at a little private in my office after the holidays. So.
you know, I think it's appropriate, you know, everybody knows this citizen, Larry Bowl. You all know him. Lived in town forever. It's really nice to see that jump in, give us a hand. You know what I mean? When you got a unruly situation like that, it's nice to see the community pitch in, and I would like to see us honor him.
Larry's got a
Chief
heart
and I
of gold
talked.
and can lift a tractor.
Yeah, you know what they say, once a Marine, always a Marine.
Yes.
No, it's,
Yep. So we'll be doing something for him here after the holidays.
yeah, I just wanted to bring it up tonight and make sure we got everybody's support for honoring him, that he gets the recognition for risking his own
Yep.
safety by doing that.
I take it he was not in line with coming to the council meeting for a
So I told him
presentation?
we could do something in my office or the mayor's office, a little more privately. So,
Okay,
Yep. That's what he wished to do. So.
It's really refreshing with all the things you see going on. You see one of the citizens jump up to give a hand, you know, and it's a risky situation like that with scuffle going on. But anybody have any questions for the chief? We're good with what we're gonna do? And I think it would,
Is the paper invited? Is there going to be a photo opportunity or anything like that?
We can.
I would think that would be nice. I don't know if he wants it, but I think,
Yeah, if Larry.
I'll touch base with him first.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
because, I mean, that's an unusual thing to have somebody jump in like that and help, you know, and like I say, a long-term resident like Larry, everybody knows him. Okay, then we got that working. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Approval of payroll, November 16th through the 30th. And request for 2 Public Works employees to attend the Minnesota Rural Water Association Technical Conference in St. Cloud. Anybody have any questions on any of those items? not, call for a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen, we have a support.
I'll support that.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. We have no public hearings, no unfinished business. Then we'll move on to new business. Item number 1, resolution adopting budget for year 2023. Anybody have any questions on that? Or I know we've had a meeting and a couple workshops on this. If not, I'll call for a motion that we adopt this resolution.
So move.
Motion made by Purpich, we have a support.
Support.
Oh,
No, it's okay. I counted to 10 and then I'm gonna say something.
who wants the honor?
John can have
Okay.
it. I'll take it.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item number 2, resolution establishing tax for year 2023, or levy. You know, there's some, a lot of misconceptions about a local levy. And what a local levy covers is expenses that are out of control of the governing body, whatever reason. And that's what you have to make up the difference, like cost of health insurance increases, different things. You know, 300% increase in the fuel costs. Those are things we have no control over at all. And the amount of money you're talking, what are you talking about, Jackie? $170,000 is the city's cut? Yeah. And when you divide that up between all the properties and the residents, it doesn't really come up to much, but what you get back in return is a lot. Streets plowed, water lines fixed. And we're lucky we're fully staffed and we got a pretty good staff there, our crews. But if no one has any questions, I'll call for a motion that we approve the resolution establishing tax for 2023.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen, we got a support.
I'll support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3. Report of the Eveleth Planning Commission findings of fact and recommendations regarding proposed rezoning of certain properties in the city of Eveleth. Looks like no one was, Jackie, can you elaborate a little bit on that?
I can, Mayor, thank you. So this property is city-owned vacant land located on the northeast corner of the intersection of Highway 37 and Station 44 Road. It only includes the portion on the north side of Highway 37. So it's being rezoned into a commercial highway zoning district, which is more appropriate and more compatible with the existing, some of the existing uses, including the fact that we're going to have a new frontage road called Progress Parkway in the future. So that's going to open the doors for our commercial development we have planned for the C-store with Boys Fort and other development there.
Johnny's Beach Shop.
Correct.
I don't have to go 5 miles out of my way.
Do we just have to accept this report and need action?
Yes, if you could accept the report, and then the next item is for you to take action.
Okay. No one has any more questions, Jackie, or the report? I'll call for a motion that we accept the report from the Eveleth Planning Commission.
So move.
Motion made by Purpich, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion?
Just like to thank the planning commission for their due diligence and once again, Mr. Jeffrey's very thorough method of doing business. He's giving us a lot of good information and we appreciate it a great deal, so thank you.
Yeah, it's a big project for us. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item 4, introduction and first reading of proposed ordinance rezoning certain property within the city limits of Eveleth. I didn't know we had to have 2 readings on this.
Yes.
Call for a motion that we accept this first reading.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item number 5, animal control contract with Contented Critters. Chief, we've been using them for the last number of years, haven't we?
Yep, I think in 2017, I think we switched over to them from the Saudi Humane Society, so it's a 1-year contract, nothing has changed in here.
They're actually pretty good too, aren't they? Just gotta get the little fur balls holes.
Yeah, we have no complaints in there, we're still.
Is this animal control just limited to dogs and cats, or?
Yeah,
What you got?
I don't think we've.
Well, I mean, there's been,
Pigeons are the next
Chickens?
big one.
well, yeah, and we've had some groundhogs and all that stuff, woodchucks and stuff around the,
I guess if we asked them, maybe they'd come out and trap, I don't know if they would or not. That's all
I
I
think
asked.
that was
I got a
typically.
couple nice pets
we
in
have
my house and
wildlife
nobody
control.
touch them. They're my babies.
Right.
okay. All right,
We've done that in the past, I guess.
Any more questions, the chief on the contract?
Which I probably have asked before, and you probably answered, but do we have any issue with the Ely thing and people being able to access their animals?
No, 'cause two of their employees actually live in Eveleth here, so it's usually never an issue. If they have to, so I believe they've come and grabbed them before from us and kept them over at their house and then brought them to.
Oh,
That's really nice that they do that,
Yeah.
because that's all volunteer,
Right.
you know, and
But yeah, we've never had an issue where they wouldn't, refuse to come and get them. We might have to wait an hour or two, if it's depending on the road conditions. No, we're very happy with them, so.
well, that's good.
any further discussion? Steph, did we get a motion and a support?
Not yet.
We have a motion and we accept this contract.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, do we have support?
Sport.
Support by Koivunen, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Proposal for 2023 engineering services.
No. I saw you look at me right when I said that. You knew something was coming out of my mouth.
Anybody have any questions for Ellen at all?
I would just want to thank Al for last year. It was an excellent job. I mean, you keep us in the loop on everything we ask, and I think you do a wonderful job, and I think we should just keep on rolling.
He knows this old town pretty good.
Yeah, and that's a big part of
It
being
is.
able to do what we can do, and I thank you and continued service.
I likewise would like to thank you.
Yeah.
You do a wonderful job for us. I do want to know who your drone pilot is, though.
We've got like 7 pilots.
Oh, is that right?
Most of us are really crew guys, flying in and out of mines and whatnot, so.
Nice.
A
Okay,
lot of options.
excellent. Are you one?
I'm not.
Not one,
I
okay.
hardly know how to turn it on, so.
Okay, thank you.
I see him, the big communication towers up at a water tank. That's how they're checking them now, with drones taking pictures and everything.
It's kind of neat.
And at the end of my street, that cul-de-sac, it's kind of like a practice place with drones, people trying them, because there's no obstructions.
We could have skeet shooting off
Fun.
in
It's fun.
balcony.
You know, I thought about that. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, yeah.
Well, anybody have any questions for
I
Al
don't think the chief would like that one.
about benchmark? If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve this engineering services contract.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen, we got a support.
I'll support.
Support by Purpich, yeah, John was counting.
He was up to 9.5.
Up to 6.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye, opposed, motion carried. Number 7, request from North St. Louis County Habitat for Humanity for reduced camping fees at the Veterans Park. Don't we do this every
I
year?
was just gonna say that, I'm almost positive we do this because they come and build a
Yeah,
couple units around and, sure.
Yeah, they're gonna be building 3 houses in West Eveleth this year. So they're requesting this time. Last year, they didn't come through, so, but normally they do, so many years they have. And you've always kind of given them a 40% reduction when they're building houses in town.
yeah.
But this year, they're looking for 2 weeks in July. It is our busiest time, but that's when they're coming. And then towards the end of September, we actually close at the end of September, and I sent them an email notifying them that, because they were looking to get it through October 7th. So they never had got back to me on that, but we do close the doors at the campground and shut off all electricity and power and everything else, water, at the end of September, so.
If they were self-sufficient, could they stay there?
If you granted them, yeah, we could.
I mean, if they have a camper or something that's got the generator and,
Yeah, if they have a tank of water on their camper,
Yeah.
they could stay the other week. But that'd be the only way, because we have to shut everything.
Oh, yeah, I
down.
understand
Things
that.
start freezing.
That was my question when I read the request is, I thought we were done by October and
Yeah, and like I said, I sent them an email, they haven't got back to me on that yet, but if you grant them to let them stay even into October, that 1 week into October, we just won't have any power for them.
are we gonna have a space available for them during July and,
Well, that's
we can-
another issue, is we don't usually start taking reservations until, I think, April they start taking reservations. So if you okay this, they would be on the board for that time, they take that time.
and then who's notified that they're on top of the list here for
The
us?
campground managers will let them know.
Then they won't have
Before
to
they
give
start
them-
taking reservations.
they won't have to give them a premier spot, they'll just give them a,
Yeah, they just
Camp.
can't, give them what they can, yeah.
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 well, I think that we should do it.
Absolutely. You making that in the form of
I
a
will make
motion?
a motion that we okay that and that Jerry and the campground people take care of it. Make it work.
I will second that.
Motion made by Koivunen, support.
And that, was that for a 40% reduction, or is that what you guys decided?
Yeah.
Yes, because I remember us doing something like that not long ago.
You know, you talk about affordable housing, I'm not too big of a fan, but a brand-new house is one thing. People are more apt, be more confident, more pride in a brand-new home to be in, and some frickin' old shack you gotta start working on from day one. It gets kind of frustrating.
The two that are on First Street out in West Eveleth look very nice.
Yep.
They're well kept and the yards are,
You get
it's a
one
great
or
addition.
2 out of 10 that you drive by and you say, why
Yeah.
did this happen? But majority of them are pretty good.
People
These
get
two are
a
excellent.
break for a brand-new house, it's a
Yes.
lot less maintenance, things like that, and it gets their attitude up. Pride of ownership, too, and some of these old dumps you got. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Request from Minnesota Warriors Ice Hockey. Is the ice time available, first of all?
That was gonna be my question, and, this is the 30th, that's Friday? Is that a
I
Friday?
believe it's on a Friday, yeah, it's right after a boys' high school game.
Oh,
Is what
okay.
they wanted to try to schedule it. They and the high
people
school
there.
coach are part of the Warriors too, so I think they got together and talked about it, having a little benefit, game, so nothing big, but just the coaches against the Warriors. And we'd just schedule around that time then if you're okay with it.
I would think it's a good thing.
So is the high school game an afternoon game and then they're gonna follow?
Yep, it'd be right after the high school. Be
Oh.
like 15 minutes after the high school game.
And the people that show up for the high school game, hopefully will stay and watch the Warrior game,
We
and
could stay there and watch that.
I think it's a no-brainer.
It behooves us.
It behooves us, as
My
John would say.
my question was the ice time part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But no, if you think that'll work, Jerry, then,
it's such a worthy cause.
Yeah, we
Yes, it
can
is.
squeeze them in.
okay. I'll call for a motion that we approve this request.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Rousey. We have a support.
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution accepting donation of blizzard casualty blankets for the fire department and ambulance service.
So this deal was brokered by one of our firefighters,
Oh, okay.
who called me and then emailed me saying that this was a donation. I said I would be happy to bring it to the city council.
Well, that was sure nice. Somebody went the extra effort and got that.
And these blankets are,
One-time use.
they're one
You
time.
pull the pin and you warm them up.
Yep.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, and it's a lifesaver, especially in northern Minnesota. If you noticed outside, it's cold.
How long do they last?
I don't know. Tell you the truth, I don't know how long they last, but hopefully it's long enough to
Yeah.
get them into the ambulance and warmed up
Okay.
type deal. But
I never knew they had
it's
anything
not
like
something for 8 hours, and no, Joe, you can't take it camping.
Okay, I was thinking at home. Pop the pin
But
and
no, it was
out like a
very
light.
nice, it was very nice donation, and we could really put them to use. We've had many cold weather events over the years I've been there, so.
I think we should thank the fire guy that brokered this deal and tell him thank you very much. I mean, you went above and beyond your call of duty and,
His head's pretty big already, Joe.
who is it?
Lesnu.
Mr.
Scott
Lesnu.
Oh, my gosh.
No,
Well, I still mean it.
No, Scotty's a good boy, and he's thinking of us.
I think that was very nice
He's a
of him,
good
and I
boy.
think we should tell him thank you.
Yes, I agree. I'm gonna go have coffee with him after the meeting.
are we
working.
gonna thank the St. Louis County Ambulance Service?
Yep, like we always do, Stephanie sends a letter of thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll call for a motion that we approve this resolution and issue the appropriate thank yous for everybody's work in getting this for us.
Well, even though it's Scotty, I will say yes.
He's probably watching.
Oh, sorry, Scotty.
Who's making a motion here?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item 10, third amendment to executive listening agreement for city-owned property 701 Hat Trick Avenue. That's the Days Inn, right?
Correct.
Got one question. What if one of us brings a prospect that buys it? How does that deal with this listing?
Your broker that you hire,
Yeah.
approve this, has been working his trap line for 3 or 4 years, and he still gets a broker's fee. So it's up to you whether you want to continue to list it or not. Joel?
That's correct. Yep.
Now, the only thing, if you get a buyer, he'll do some of the groundwork too, you know. Putting the sale together, that's another thing. Because it's pretty complicated, you know, if you bought a house, everything else. That part he knows, but, no, that was just a question I had. Anybody else have any questions?
So what we're doing is extending his,
Yeah, what is this, the third year and more? No, he's done longer than that.
Right, so there's been 1, 2, third amendments in the initial year, so we're into like our 4th year.
Okay.
And
See,
he
I thought
hasn't
it was-
sold it yet?
Yeah. We wish that COVID didn't come and
There
world
was some
economies.
interest until that COVID hit. That
I really
put the brakes on everything.
Well, the property's not gonna go anywhere. I think it takes the right person with the right idea, because the spot is beautiful. I think it'll happen in just a
I
matter
do
of
too.
time.
I do, it's,
That corridor is gonna liven up too in the
You
next 10
bet,
years.
we just have to have patience.
yeah. There's gonna be a lot of development along that
It's gonna
corridor.
liven right up.
and we get that access road to Hat Trick and
Yep.
everything. There definitely will be
That
Prime
fix-
piece of property there.
Yeah,
I'll make the motion that we continue the
okay.
amendment.
Do you have support?
I can support that.
Motion made by Purpich, support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item 11, tobacco licenses for 2023. Man, it looks like that list is sure shrinking, eh?
Boy, I guess.
It used to be 22 of them.
Is that right?
Well, every bar in town had up to.
Well, yeah, we had them just for the customers and that, and
Holy man. Or unless cigarettes did their job, killed everybody. I don't know. But if no one has any questions, I'll call for a motion that we approve these tobacco licenses.
so moved.
Motion made by Koivunen, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Lillis, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item 12, lawful gambling premise permit application, Eveleth Elks Lodge at the Range Recreation and Civic Center, 901 Hat Trick Avenue, Eveleth. Anybody have any questions? If not, I'll call for a motion that we
So this
approve
is,
this.
this is just their box up at the Rock. It's not their gambling in their own.
Correct.
Yeah,
They're running the gambling up at the Rock.
yeah, that's the premise permit just for that address.
Yeah, 901.
Okay.
901.
And they have been doing a wonderful job. They've got about 20 spots. There are a lot of donations going around. Jen is doing a lot of work. It's really helping the community around. So I don't think we should stand in the way. I think we should okay it. And
Well, if the people want to support it, that's great.
yes,
You know, but you gotta have it out there for them to support it.
Yep.
Any
I'll
further
move to
discussion?
approve, Mayor.
Motion made by Lillis to approve it. We have a support.
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Maybe I'll jump to item 14 here first before we go to 13. No, our first council meeting in next year is January 2nd, right after the holiday, Tuesday. I just wonder if we should move that. Anybody have any objectives, objections?
Sorry, that's an old calendar, sorry.
Oh, what the heck?
February 3rd.
It's the 3rd, Tuesday the 3rd will be the,
Or the 3rd, yeah.
yeah, the regular.
Yeah, it's the
first
3rd.
meeting.
So I was wondering, it's right after a long weekend, getting stuff prepped. We can change to another day and even have an afternoon meeting if that works for everybody for that first one of the year. Gives the staff a little more time to prep everything.
What day are we talking? Wednesday, Thursday?
Whatever we decide. What works for everybody.
4th isn't good for me. I have that county stuff on that starts on the 4th.
That's Wednesday, right? Thursday work? We can do a morning or afternoon, it doesn't matter.
how about a nice early one on Thursday?
I'm game for whatever.
You know, we gotta beat nap time.
Yeah,
What do you guys want to shoot for, a morning shot
I
there?
love mornings.
We have to take a motion on that, Jackie?
Yes, please, and what time would you like to start?
What time would you guys want to start the meeting?
9 o'clock would be good by me.
It's gotta be over before Brian's designated nap time.
And as long as there's no snow.
9 o'clock on the 5th?
Perfect.
Yeah, 'cause I thought right after that long weekend, and if something comes up, you know what I mean? You got the agenda prepared 4 or 5 days or more ahead of time. Okay, I'll call for a motion that the first council meeting for 2023 will be moved to January 5th at 9 o'clock. We have a support for that?
Support.
Motion made by Rosie. We got you made the motion, we have a support on that?
Support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Hopefully it's not snowing. Now we'll go back to item 13. The city council, attorney, and city staff will now go into closed session pursuant to Minnesota statute 13 to discuss the potential sale of city-owned vacant land located at the northeast corner of section Highway 37 and Station 44 Road. Can I get a motion for us to suspend this meeting, go into closed session, and we'll reconvene when we're done?
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen. Do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We will now suspend this council meeting and go into closed session to be reconvened when we're done. Okay.
Oh, he's got both.
Okay. All right, we're back. We reconvene the regular city council meeting. And since we don't have to take any action on item 13, we'll move on to any council presentations and committee reports. And I'm gonna just tell you guys, this is your last chance now for this year to contribute, and it's all over. Anybody have anything? I know there wasn't a lot going on, but.
We have a meeting tomorrow.
HRA tomorrow. Of course, it's always the day
Oh, the
after
day ahead. Yeah, we're a day
our
ahead.
second meeting.
Okay, I've got nothing for, we just had a usual airport commission meeting, there wasn't much going on there. Otherwise, I'll go and, Chief, you got anything else?
Nothing else tonight, Mayor. Thank you, though.
Jerry?
Just Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you again for another good year. You guys trust us with everyday operations, which we really appreciate. Makes our job a lot smoother. We got a lot of big projects done this year, the Douglas and Roosevelt projects, put in all new water, sewer, storm. So we had a big year. So just want to thank the council and mayor and all the people that I work with. Thank you.
Al, you got anything else to add?
Nothing to add, Mayor. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
It looks like we're gonna have a busy year next year, eh? A lot of stuff going on.
There's a couple things in the works.
That's good. Yeah, we appreciate all your help too, Al, getting on top of these things for us.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a pretty complex, these small operations. There's a lot of different things going on. Steph, you got anything to add?
I have a few things to add.
Like what?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you for everything that you do for us and for the community. We appreciate it. And we have a drawing to do too.
Oh,
Some tickets.
I heard the seats aren't that shabby.
Oh, are they?
The last person who went, good seats,
Oh, yeah,
enjoyed the game.
good deal.
there it is.
Heavy as the crown.
Crowd.
What do we get?
Lynn Burgess, 207 Cleveland.
Yes, Lynn.
Lynn's
Okay.
going to a hockey game.
January 28th. I'll be calling Lynn tomorrow.
Jack, you got anything else to bring
I
up?
don't, thank you.
Joel, you got anything?
No, I don't, Mayor.
See, I see I give you a chance to talk and we didn't give Mike any opportunity.
I know.
John, you got anything else to add?
Be advised that when you park nowadays with all the snow and you park across from a car, the ambulance doesn't fit well between them. The roads are narrow. Mirrors have been known to be lost. If it's a life or death thing, we're going through there, and the chips can fall where they may, type deal. So be advised, if you can avoid parking right across from a car that's on the other side, it's very helpful because they're wide. And if the ambulance can't go through there, the fire truck really can't go through there. And they'll take more than mirrors with the fire truck. I wasn't going to say anything about this either, but I can't help it because it really makes me angry. We have one gas station in town. Fill up your tank, pull to the store. Don't fill up your tank and go in there and shop for half an hour. Fill up your tank, go up to the store, let other people fill up their tanks. I lost half a tank going around the block. It angers me, it does. And if I didn't say something, I'd roll around in bed tonight thinking I should have said something. But please, think of other people when you use the pumps. We have one gas station in town. Thank you, I'm done.
Well, you know, you're right about that
Well,
one.
it bothers me, and if I don't speak, then I get upset and things happen at home, and that's not good for Elaine.
You should ride around with a barking dog all day if you think you got problems.
That dog looks at me like I'm a pork chop.
Joe, you got anything to add?
Just,
Merry Christmas.
and Happy
Sorry.
New Year to everybody. And I want to give our street crews and Jerry the kudos and everybody here that making it through the snow. And it's been a lot of work. There's been a lot of frustrations from everybody. But everybody's doing the best job that they possibly can. We want to get the streets cleaned and driveways cleaned, and we will. It's just taking time because we've got a lot of snow and summer's coming. With that note, that's all I got.
Oh, you really are an optimist. Jim, you got anything to add?
Again, thanks to the police and street department, Alan, for your work this year. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope that everybody in town has a merry but safe Christmas, New Year's, and hopefully things will, with the snow, and we'll get everything cleaned up, and next year will be even better. We'll have a better year.
Brian, you got anything?
I'm always the last in line, and it's been said 14, 15 times, but I have to say it again. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Thank all the staff for all your hard work all year round. Jerry, if you would pass on to your staff, and Chief, if you would pass on to your staff, we very much appreciate, the work under the usually very less than desirable conditions. I think that's the worst snowstorm we've had since, 91?
Yeah, it was something.
That was freaking terrible.
It's not over yet either. It's like a nightmare.
It is, yeah, it's still,
Yeah, those guys had to be out many hours trying to keep things moving, and police, fire, ambulance, everybody's doing a stellar job, so thank you all. That's all I have, Mayor.
well, like I say, I think it's nice to see the whole city crews, no matter where we have, work together as a team to get everything done, and that is the best bargain there is. Town is safe, everything's getting handled, we all know what to do. It's really important, because they're all here for one purpose, and we're fortunate to have the employees we do have.
And lawyer.
Real important.
I was sitting over here looking at Joel. I never said nothing to Joel.
No, we're not gonna leave Joel out, but,
Thanks,
no, I
Joe.
hope next year's starts out better, particularly with the weather. We got a lot of big projects, different things going on. And I think we'll do all right. It's all I wanna say is, Merry Christmas to everybody and have a good, Happy New Year. And on that note, I will adjourn the meeting.